Have you ever wondered why, despite the conveniences of modern life, we still find ourselves feeling overwhelmed, unsatisfied, or even unhappy? Life today is a whirlwind of constant connectivity. Our phones chirp with notifications, emails ping into our inboxes at all hours, and social media feeds never stop updating. We're always online, always reachable, always switched on. It's as if we're caught in a digital deluge, a ceaseless stream of information that never lets up. Then there's the pressure to succeed. In this age of instant gratification, we're not just expected to do well, we're expected to do brilliantly and immediately. The world watches and judges as we chase after success, often equated with money, fame, or power. But at what cost? Our health, our relationships, our peace of mind? And let's not forget the constant bombardment of information. Every day, we're flooded with news from around the globe, a steady stream of facts, figures, and opinions. We're expected to digest it all, to form educated opinions, to stay informed. But often it's just too much. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. This is the paradox of modern life. Despite having more technology, more information, more opportunities, we often feel like we have less. Less time, less peace, less satisfaction. We're richer in material possessions, but poorer in happiness and contentment. It's as if we're on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but never really getting anywhere. So, where does that leave us? Feeling overwhelmed, unsatisfied, and often unhappy. We're living in an age of unprecedented convenience, yet we're more stressed and less satisfied than ever. We're more connected, yet we often feel more alone. We're more informed, yet we often feel more confused. Maybe it's time to seek wisdom from the past to navigate the present. The ancient Stoics faced their own challenges, their own chaos, but they found a way to live with tranquility and contentment. Perhaps their wisdom can help us navigate the modern chaos. After all, wisdom is timeless. It's as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Ever heard of Stoicism? It's an ancient philosophy that can guide us through the chaos of modern life. Stoicism, my friends, is no stranger to the ages. Originating from ancient Greece, this philosophy has long held firm in the face of shifting times. At the heart of Stoicism lie principles of acceptance, reaction, and virtue. Let's break it down a little, shall we? Stoicism teaches us to accept things that are beyond our control. Yes, it's as daunting as it sounds, but it's also liberating. It allows us to differentiate between what we can change and what we must simply endure. It's about understanding that the universe doesn't always dance to our tune, and that's perfectly all right. Now, focusing on our reactions, you ask? Indeed, Stoicism places a great deal of importance on our responses to life's ups and downs. It's not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather our perception of them. We can't control a storm, but we can certainly control how we navigate through it. We can let it sink us, or we can learn to sail in the tempest. And then there's virtue. According to Stoicism, virtue is the highest form of goodness and the ultimate measure of a life well lived. It's about being honest, just, and courageous, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. Let's illustrate this with a tale of a modern businessman. Let's call him John. John built a company from the ground up, investing not just money, but years of sweat and toil. But alas, one day his company went under. Rather than wallowing in despair, John turned to Stoicism. He accepted that the failure was beyond his control. He focused on his reaction, choosing to see it as a lesson rather than a defeat. He valued his virtue above all, refusing to compromise on his integrity, even in the face of failure. So, even in the face of adversity, Stoicism teaches us to remain resilient and focused on what truly matters. And just like our friend John, we too can sail through the storm, guided by the beacon of Stoic wisdom. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is understanding what we can control and accepting what we cannot. Control in Stoic philosophy is not about micromanaging every facet of our lives. Rather, it's about recognizing where our power truly lies. It's the understanding that our sphere of influence is limited to our own actions and reactions, our own attitudes and perceptions. This becomes clearer when we consider a real-life story. Picture John, a diligent worker who, despite his best efforts, found himself facing job loss. He was blindsided, hurt, and understandably afraid. But John had been reading about Stoicism, and he remembered the wisdom it offered about control and acceptance. John couldn't control the company's decision to let him go. He couldn't control the state of the economy, nor could he control the job market. But he could control how he reacted to this situation. He could control his attitude towards this setback and his actions moving forward. John chose not to wallow in self-pity or give in to despair. Instead, he accepted the reality of his situation. He allowed himself to feel the sting of loss, but he did not let it consume him. He took control of his response to the situation. He updated his resume, reached out to his network, and started the search for a new job with a positive attitude. And in doing so, John found peace. Not because his situation had immediately improved. Job hunting is a process, after all, but because he had taken control of the one thing he truly could, himself. He had chosen to respond to adversity not with fear, but with resilience and determination. This is the wisdom of Stoicism. It teaches us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. It prompts us to accept things we cannot change and to take control of our own reactions, attitudes, and actions. It reminds us that while we cannot dictate the events of our life, we can always choose how we respond to them. Remember, not everything is in our control, but our reactions always are. Stoicism teaches us that virtue is the highest good and the path to true happiness. Imagine, if you will, a world-renowned celebrity adored by millions living in opulence. This individual has everything that society tells us should make one happy: fame, wealth, and success. Yet, despite these material possessions, they feel a profound sense of emptiness. One might wonder why. They have everything, don't they? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, provides a compelling answer. It suggests that true happiness doesn't come from external possessions or accolades. Instead, it comes from virtue, from living a life of moral excellence. Let's delve deeper into this. Stoicism defines 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom, the understanding of what is truly valuable in life. Courage, the determination to face adversity with strength and resilience. Justice, the commitment to fairness and empathy. Temperance, the practice of self-restraint and moderation. These virtues aren't about gaining more, they're about being more. They're about developing character, about becoming a person of integrity and moral soundness. And this is where the celebrity in our anecdote found true happiness. This individual, despite their fame and fortune, felt a profound sense of emptiness because they were seeking happiness in the wrong places. They were chasing after fleeting pleasures, not lasting fulfillment. But when they embraced Stoic virtue, they found a deeper, more enduring form of happiness. They found a sense of peace and contentment that wealth and fame could never provide. This is the power of Stoic virtue. It shows us that happiness is not about what we have, but who we are. It's about developing a strong moral character, about becoming a person of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's about understanding that true happiness comes from within, not from without. So remember this: the path to true happiness isn't paved with gold, but with virtue. It's not about accumulating wealth or achieving success. It's about living a life of moral excellence, a life aligned with our highest values and principles. So it's not about having more, but about being more. So, how can we apply Stoic wisdom to navigate the challenges of modern life? In this tumultuous world, we are often met with an onslaught of challenges. Modern life, with its fast-paced, high-stress environment, can seem like an overwhelming maze. But as we've discussed, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism provides us with a compass to navigate this maze. The Stoics, in their infinite wisdom, taught us that life is not about avoiding adversity, but about facing it with resilience. They believed that the trials we encounter are not barriers, but stepping stones to personal growth and self-improvement. We've seen how this resilience, this ability to bounce back from adversity, is not just a trait of the Stoics, but a fundamental aspect of human nature. But resilience alone is not enough. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of control and acceptance. They taught us that while we may not have control over the events that happen to us, we do have control over how we respond to them. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can achieve a state of tranquility and composure, even amidst the chaos of modern life. And at the heart of Stoicism lies the pursuit of virtue. The Stoics believed that a virtuous life is a happy life. They taught us that virtue is not about adhering to societal norms or expectations, but about living in accordance with nature and our own rational nature. By cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can navigate the challenges of modern life with grace and dignity. In the end, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, but a way of life. It's a practical guide that can help us navigate the choppy waters of modern life, helping us to remain composed and resilient, even in the face of adversity. In the end, it's not about escaping the chaos of modern life, but about navigating it with wisdom, resilience, and virtue.